Welcome into the show. Time for some more 8-1 for your home. Well, you know, as we're heading into those winter months, it is the season of baking. Christmas is right around the corner, and we're talking about these beautiful Christmas cookies that we all know and love. Joanne, you're here to help us with a few different recipes, tips, and tricks, too, that we should all know.
Thank you so much for coming back to visit us. It's great to see you. We are in the midst of some holiday baking season, and hopefully with a couple tips to make your cookies just your holiday success.
Yes, we love that. Last time we were in the kitchen making pie crust, you know, things for pies or just that warm comfort food that we all know and love. But classic Christmas cookies, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong, and people expect them. Whether it's the cookie exchange or the holiday company potluck, people are looking for those Christmas cookies.
And you were a chef in a former life, so you know a lot of different tricks of the trade. What can we get started with? I guess common mistakes that you see kind of people, you know, making that could make it a lot easier. It's not just that you're a bad baker or a bad cook, right?
It's not you, it's the recipe. I tell people.
But sometimes really it can be your oven or things, different tools that can make things a lot more simple.
Yes, we can definitely make life a little bit easier for everyone. A couple of tools I recommend to start out with is an oven thermometer. Ovens, at-home ovens, can range anywhere, can fluctuate from 25 to 40 degrees, and people don't realize it. So you're wondering why Grandma's recipes aren't turning out the way, or your pie crust is melting in the oven instead of baking flaky. You're probably cooking at a lower temperature. And to reprogram your temperature or to calibrate your oven, it's as easy as programming your microwave. A lot of the user manuals will have it in. It's a matter of pushing a few buttons. Once you know how many degrees your oven is off, and it makes a huge difference.
Oh, that's a great tip.
The other tip I recommend is if you're cooking all day, like we're in and out of the oven with the roast, with the cookies, with the pies, the potatoes. Every once in a while, turn off your oven and then turn it back on, and that'll kind of give the computer in your oven a little boost, like, oh yeah, I need to get back up to 400 degrees.
Right.
You'll be noticing, because it won't always turn back on or adjust the temperature in the oven after every time that door is open. So turn the oven off, turn it back on as you go throughout your day.
That's a good one. Got to remind it to do its job.
Yes. A couple other things that make a big difference in the final product, but we don't give it much thought, is the ingredients. Not all ingredients from brand to brand are created equal or the same. One of them is butter. Butter is our favorite, and as you can see, not all butter is exactly the same.
You've got two different kinds here.
We have two different kinds of butters here, and what makes the difference is the diet from the cows which it came from. So the fat content is actually a little bit different, and the water and salt content as well. They don't regulate the salt in like an industry standard. So if you're cooking and it says salted butter or not salted butter, they say non-salted butter, because it's not the same for every stick of butter. One thing to caution folks, or to think about when you're doing your recipes, especially family favorites, and you're trying to do the right thing, and you might be substituting butter with the vegan substitute or butter alternative and margarine, so those have so much more water in those substitutes that's going to affect how your cookies and cakes and all your baking applications turn out. So it may need to be adjusted. It's okay. Don't get discouraged. Just be aware that those little substitutions you make will affect the final outcome.
Yeah. And it's always, getting it room temp too, always pretty nice.
Yes, you always want to start with room temperature butter for many baking applications. So it says to cream your butter together. That takes about 3 to 8 minutes. Most people say like, oh, it's mixed in, it's good enough, but you really are looking for 3 to 8 minutes using an electric mixer.
Okay. All right. What's next?
Next, cookie trays. So we're all doing lots of batches in the oven. So these nice rimless trays are actually going to bake faster than these that have the rims. And I'll show you why this one's upside down in just a moment. So think about that too, that it's not you or why the cookies, each batch is coming out different. It does matter the tray you bake on. Another thing, we try so hard to make these beautiful sugar cookies we're going to decorate. We put them in the oven and they get a little bloated.
Yeah.
And again, not necessarily the cook, but the recipe. Recipes that have leavening ingredients like baking soda or baking powder, those are actually going to cause your cookies to grow and swell in the oven and turn out like this. So you want a nice sugar cookie recipe with a little bit of baking soda, but nothing else. And we have a great recipe on our website, and we'll share it with you guys as well.
Fabulous.
To get these nice crisp edges. That's going to make a big
Otherwise,
difference.
it kind of spreads out of its original form. That's okay.
Another thing, if you're doing your intricate Christmas cookies that you don't want to worry about trying to lift from your surface onto your cookie sheet. You want those crisp corners. A great trick is you're going to take your rim baking sheet or even your rimless baking sheet, and we have it right here. We have rolled it out right on this back side here. So we're going to take our cookie cutters. We're going to press them right here. We'll go right.
So get the shapes you need, and then that way it's already on the tray?
It's already on the tray, so you are moving your dough and not your little gingerbread man. So they're able to just be right there, undisturbed, and you can trim them up just as need be. But that way they're going to remain nice and flat. You're going to have all those crisp, nice edges. And
yeah, that's a great one. That's wonderful, Joanne. No, we appreciate all your help, the tips and tricks for holiday baking, of course, with DuBois, Granite, and Quartz. And we've been, just gawking over these amazing countertops. And this is a beautiful display here. And it's great for, baking. You spend a lot of time in the kitchen anyway.
It is. We always recommend natural stone when we're baking, or even engineered quartz. Those non-porous surfaces are going to give you that non-stick surface. We kind of say it's like the Teflon of countertops. That textured surface is going to cause all your little things to stick to your countertops. So this nice, sleek surface cleans up with some easy soap and water, and highly recommend for all your holiday baking.
That's the best part. Easy cleanup. Yes. We appreciate your time, Joanne. Thanks for having us out.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here today.
And we'll have more details on our website after this show. That's WTAJ.com. We'll be back after a quick commercial break. Stay with us.